we go. This is the Yom Yom for today. Egypt. These are words from the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. Egypt, Mitzrayim. The word Mitzrayim in Hebrew also means limitation, imprisonment, false limitations. Mitzrayim. So when it talks about going out of Egypt, it's not talking about, I mean, back then it was an actual country, but now Egypt nowadays is no different than any other country. The commandment of going out of Egypt means that you have to go out of your own limitations, whether they're self-imposed or they're imposed by your background or your nature or whatever. Spiritual Egyptian exile is the restricting of your natural soul, the natural soul. In other words, your natural ego is so real to you that it conceals any possibility that there's anything else. So your natural soul conceals your godly soul, that the godly soul is compressed to the point where it's in exile, it's in Egypt, it's imprisoned. It seems that it doesn't exist at all. What happens when they put a person in prison? They keep him away from society. So no one can see him, he can't interact with society. That's what the world does to the Jew's godly soul. The godly soul of a Jew is the feeling that I have a responsibility to God. Not what God is going to do to me. I want to go to heaven. I want to go this. The godly soul is I have a responsibility to my Creator. That's the godly soul. And it feels how precious God is and how good God is and how awesome God is. But the main thing is this feeling of responsibility to God, to do the Torah, to fulfill my responsibility, to fix the world up according to the way God wants. And there's a lot of work to be done. And exile, Exodus says, there's no work, there's no God, there's no responsibility. Forget the whole thing. You are what you are, and that's all what you are. Just live your life and forget about it, right? And you want to know what to do, whatever you want, right? Whatever you want, whatever you don't get caught or the police don't catch you, whatever. Exodus from going out of Egypt is taking away the limitations and bounds, namely the intellect and the brain illuminates your heart. And you start thinking, one second, maybe there's more to the world that meets my eye. Maybe it's really God's world. Maybe I have a responsibility to my Creator. That's called going out of Egypt. That brings about, when a person does that, it brings about fine character traits and the actual practice that you actually want to help, you want to be honest, you want to be productive, you want to be practical, you want to be loving, you want to be caring, etc. That's what's called the godly soul, your responsibility to your Creator, that dominates and transforms the animal soul. That's called going out of Egypt. That's called going out of Egypt. And now, story.